The many theories of GTA 6's ending is something I think worth talking about and worth looking at. I've been kind of scouring the internet, seeing different endings, different theories, things that people are talking about, things that seem kind of on the nose, like I've mentioned in the past, things where we might think, oh, of course that's going to happen. And one of those things is a betrayal. That is one of the things that we've talked about heavily over the years since GTA 6 got announced with this trailer and we got to meet Lucia and we got to meet Jason. There was always this element to Bonnie and Clyde, what happens here? Are they both going to die? Is there going to be a betrayal between the two characters? Is one of the characters going to turn on each other? And then you can kind of look at the endings that Rockstar has done over the past 2 game releases that they've had, and that would probably be GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. And so for GTA 5, you had an ending where Franklin could kill the other protagonists, either Trevor or Michael, but there was also an ending that you had where you wouldn't kill either of them, you wouldn't turn on your buddies, and you guys would, fight to survive. And the best and most happy ending that the game had was when Michael, Trevor, and Franklin all survived. And you get this cool song at the end, and it's great. Right? And so you kind of see what could happen. Like, what if that happened in GTA 6? The ending of Red Dead Redemption 2 is a little bit different because it's a gut punch. It's sad. It's powerful either way. The best ending for me, the one that I got, is having High Honor Arthur and helping save John. It was the absolute best ending because John is able to survive with his family, build his house, do all these great things and spend time with his kid, even give Uncle a house. Like, there's just so much great things that you can do in Red Dead Redemption 2 ending because of the sacrifice that Arthur made. And so with all that being said, you kind of question and wonder, well, what are some of the theories surrounding GTA 6 ending? And I found maybe 1 or 2. One of them on Reddit is by JP71345, who decides to go in a very dark route, actually. And he made this about 6 days ago. He states in the beginning that Rockstar loves to give players big choices. And how can GTA 6 take that further? He came up with 3 possible endings to the game. The first one is called The Ultimate Betrayal, which reads, Jason, under pressure from the FIB or drug cartels, does the unthinkable where he kills Lucia himself while she still trusts him. Not just that, but he shoots her belly first and then her head, making it the most moral, brutal choice imaginable. The player keeps Jason as a playable character. He erases Lucia's existence, securing survival but permanently breaking his soul. He snitches on the criminals to cut a deal, serving a few years on probation, but never escaping the weight of his choice. He states that this ending would turn Jason into a soulless survivor, hated by many but chosen by some who value survival over morality. There's no doubt that this is the most morally haunting choice. And this ending here that he created kind of reminds me, it's similar to the ending of Red Dead Redemption 2, where you are low honor and you end up going back for the money. If you go into the cave, you get the money, Micah comes out, and then Arthur just gets shot brutally in the face. And those endings I never liked because they're just so damn bad to look at. They're I don't want my Arthur to just get fucking blasted in the face. You know what I mean? And that is absolutely terrible. That ending kind of reminds me of the one that JP712345 created in The Ultimate Betrayal. I mean, it would paint Jason as a very dark character, as a very bad character. And I honestly think if that was a choice, not that many people would do it. I think that would be one of the more hated endings potentially. But then his second ending is called A Heartbreaking Sacrifice, and it reads, Lucia realizes the only way to protect herself and her child is to kill Jason. She makes the ultimate choice, ending the life of the man that she loved to secure her future. The player loses Jason, and then they play as Lucia from that point on. She's haunted by her choice, knowing that she killed her child's father. The criminal world still haunts her, but she pushes forward, trying to survive. The ending is gut-wrenching, but more tolerable than Jason's betrayal. It feels like a last resort rather than pure evil. This theory assumes that throughout the game, Lucia is pregnant. That is another theory that's going on around, that maybe she does get pregnant at some point or something like that. Now, I find this part of the theory a little bit more difficult to believe because sure, she could be pregnant, but imagine playing as a pregnant woman in GTA 6. The chaos that exists in that world, the killing you do, the high-speed chases, the jumping off planes, the going to strip clubs, the fighting alligators. There's so much shit that you're probably going to be doing in GTA 6. Drinking liquor, probably smoking. You're probably going to have that option because you had that option in Red Dead Redemption 2. And you can't make Lucia not do that. So it's if she's pregnant, then what, are you not going to be allowed to drink as Lucia? What about, you might want to get drunk as Lucia. So that one's a little bit more harder for me to believe. But if the story does go that route, then this ending would be pretty heartbreaking. Now, he came up with a third ending, which is called No Survivals But a Final Redemption. And this one reads, Jason and Lucia refuse to bow to the FIB, the cartels and the rival gangs. Instead of running, they fight to their last breath, going down in an explosive gunfight. Their deaths are not just the end of their story, but the beginning of justice for those that they wronged. Their death set others free, maybe innocent civilians caught in the chaos, betrayed allies, and even rivals who were doomed because of the actions of Jason and Lucia. However, he states that after their death, the player takes control of these survivors. Maybe it's a betrayed friend seeking redemption or an enemy who has now the chance to rule the streets. Their downfall shifts the power and the world moves on without them. So that would suggest that you would kind of play as somebody throughout the story that you meet, and maybe you betray, something happens, and then when both of our main protagonists, Jason and Lucia, are dead, you get a new protagonist. Now, that's basically the gist of this story, but it's also pretty dark. I mean, imagine having both of your main characters die. Now, no matter what happens, GTA 6 is going to show love a lot to Jason and show love a lot to Lucia. Like, there's some people that are gonna love both, there's some people that are gonna be divided between the two characters, but imagine killing both of them and then you get to play as a new random character. I don't know that people would like that. Like, I just don't think that people would like that. I think that they would want a choice. But again, the theories aren't bad. You know, this theory in particular is quite dark. There's no ending in this theory where both of them survive. You know, I do believe that there is some truth to maybe Jason and or Lucia betraying each other at the end of the game and you having to make a choice. I think your choices are going to be, do you kill Lucia as Jason? Do you kill Jason as Lucia? Or do you betray them and send them to jail? You know what I'm saying? One of those two. But I also think that you'll have an ending, a third ending, where you decide, no, we won't kill each other. We're actually going to stand together as a couple because we love each other and we're going to fight and kill anybody that is in our way. Basically, like the ending of GTA 5. And then I think that you'll survive as Jason and Lucia and you can continue to do whatever the hell you're doing. So you can continue to rule the city. Not really rule the city, but you can continue to play in the city, in this big world as both of these characters after the ending. So you can, tackle side missions and tackle character interactions and do just whatever the hell you want to do, hunt, whatever. I think that has to be an option. I really, really do. I don't think that, I think no matter what ending GTA gives you or what choices they give you, there is going to be an ending when you get to choose both. And I think that'll be the best ending. I think most people would choose that ending because of course you wouldn't want to kill either of the main protagonists that you played as throughout the whole game. Now, all of this assumes that GTA 6 even gives you that choice again. They might already have an ending ready to go and they don't even give us a choice. But I don't know. The biggest theory is that Jason and Lucia either die or betray each other. And that's just something that's kind of been going on and on. And this theory is a good theory, but there's so many other theories that are continuing to do and say the same thing in just different ways. I mean, so many different betrayals in so many different ways. Somebody else commented as well, Accomplished Bug 7598 on Reddit. He stated that GTA 6 ending looks so predictable at this point, especially with character descriptions for Lucia and Jason hinting at it on Rockstar's website. The game could possibly end similarly to GTA 5 where you choose what character dies. And again, I've stated this before in different episodes or different videos. Sometimes it's too on the nose. We are all guessing that the game is going to end in betrayal and or in death, and Rockstar sees that. Rockstar is on the internet. Rockstar is always watching what we're doing in terms of like theories and what the community is saying. They're a big company that always kind of keeps their ear to the ground. What if they're intentionally putting some of these things for us to believe that that's how the game is going to end, but they take a completely different route? Because wouldn't it be crazy if they kind of give it away and we all just guess what happens before the game comes out? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sometimes I think that it's a little bit too on the nose, this whole Jason betrays Lucia, Lucia betrays Jason, they both die. It's very plausible. You would be dumb not to think that. But what if Rockstar wants you to think that? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. But that was just one of the theories that I wanted to check out today. If you are still here, I do want to say this. We have been growing a lot lately. We're on the precipice of hitting 20,000 subscribers on this channel. And with that, if you made it this far, please, if you're a subscriber, if you've been watching for a long time, if you've been watching for a little bit, who cares? If you have a question for me on anything, ask me down in the comments below, because I'm making a Q&A video as soon as we hit 20,000 views. And I'm going to use comments from this video, from another video, like from now all the way until we hit 20,000 views. I'm going to be saying this at the end of every video. So please just comment a question of anything that you would like to know about me so I can put it in the Q&A when we hit 20,000 and we can make this big video and stuff like that.